Alright guys, well, we're back in my shop. Feels so much tinier after leaving old half-ass there. But I'm going to start working on the C10. I've actually, last night I didn't do any wrenching on the truck. I actually put in a bunch of new lights. So I put in all these LEDs, and then I switched all my incandescents over to these LED, whatever they are, fan things. So hopefully it's a lot brighter in here. It sure is for me, but let me know how it shows up on camera. What your thoughts are. Hopefully it's not all flickery and stuff. And ultimately, thank you guys for paying for them, because that's where the ad revenue went last month. So today, I don't know what we're going to work on. Ultimately, the floors and all that are done. I got to jam the fuel tank in there, but it's frozen on the ground. It's supposed to be nice the next couple of days. Maybe it'll melt and I'll get it out without struggling too much. I think I'm going to jack this thing up. I got to do a little bit of cleaning up because there's just junk everywhere. Jack it up, get out of there. The transmission and the motor are sitting in there, but the transmission's just sitting on the cross member. It's not bolted down, so I can do that. And then I can make sure it's centered. See what I got to do about, there's a little cross brace that goes across where the old hanger bearing would have been. Probably got to zip that, I can measure for a drive shaft, see what I want to do there. And then get back under the hood. This fan was mangled. I actually didn't get another one. Again, Brent score. Get that in. I gotta do a little bit more wiring on this thing. The truck wiring itself was all kind of gibbled, so I gotta get started on that. Hopefully I can run the fuel system. At least get a little bit in there, because I like to put the tank in. This thing had carpet. It's kind of junky, but maybe I can take it to work, pressure wash it. The carpet in, door panels, all that came with it. So this truck actually was super complete. The guy took it all apart because the guy was gonna come and buy it, and then flaked out. So I can put the whole interior back together, get that dialed, and then really exhaust, kind of junk like that. So I'll probably end up, unfortunately, being on my back for the next couple of days, making the exhaust work, cross member, all that sort of stuff. But I'll get cleaned up, get this thing up on stands. We'll go from there. All right, all new lights. So we're gonna work under the car. So I'll just kind of show you how this turned out under here. Grab my one light, so you can kind of see all the new metal, the new brace, inner rocker, so a little patch I kind of made. It's a little tight here, but that's the back brace. So everything is all kind of joined together, and then goes around up front. So my plan now is, I mean, these were kind of spot welded through the floor, but whatever. I'm just going to cut a few welds on the side just so it's you know, together. Same thing, weld the floor to this inner piece and just kind of, you know, buzz it all in. Not nothing too crazy. Give it a quick grind or wire wheel, and I'll just seam seal it. And I don't know, maybe undercoat it. Who knows how crazy I want to get. But that's that side, pretty simple. This side, I actually have to do some grinding and cutting yet in there, and then piece in the inner rocker. Otherwise, I mean, more of the same. The you know, everything's kind of decent, ready to go. I gotta clean up a little bit. You know, that's all welded obviously on the top side, so seam seal that. I'll be golden, and same at the back. So that's that. Otherwise, the transmission is centered. Unfortunately, I don't have any kind of 1-inch 3/8 bolts, so I'll pick some of those up tomorrow to clamp it down. It should be all good. Yeah, so kind of a boring task here, but it is what it is. And once I get that done, you'll see this, where the rear end is. I'm gonna have to just notch that out so the drive shaft will fit. But I'll get kind of welding on this, tack it all up. I don't know how far I'm gonna get, and then call her for the night. So, got all welded in, kind of ugly seam seal it, but I'm not a seam sealer, I don't have any undercoating, so it is what it is. Tomorrow, I'll pick up some more seam sealers, some undercoating, get that all dealt with. I didn't even start on the other side at all, so I'll have to get on that. But that's it for me tonight. I've had enough being under this thing, welding, getting burned, and all that stuff. So, tomorrow's a new day. Alright, so it's the next day. I've actually been working in the garage for a little bit, doing boring, tedious work, lying on my back, but I managed to get the other side welded in, and I just kind of undercoated everything, so it all turned out, I think, pretty good. I don't know, what do you expect for repaired floors? So that's what I just did, but so the inner rocker just went in, and that's that. So fair bit of progress. I gotta pull the door on the other side because I gotta finish welding the rocker up in this area. So I haven't done that. So I'll probably do that. Otherwise, I'm just gonna bodywork this side. Just do a little bit more because it's kind of rough. Then should be able to put the doors on. Be done with that. Finish up a few things on the motor. I got some bolts actually, so I'm gonna center up the transmission. Do that probably right now. Actually, now I'm thinking about it. Clamp it down. Drill some holes. Get that taken care of. Then the doors can go back on. Everything should be kind of taken care of tonight. I'm hoping, depending on how motivated I am. Quick coat of primer at the bottom. Taken care of. Good enough. Work on the motor. Put the hood on. Be done with this sucker. Well, it's been a bit of a weird night. I've been kind of doing a bunch of stuff. Haven't been filming a whole lot and bouncing all over the place. So I started on the rockers. The passenger side, driver's side's actually done, but passenger side probably needs one more coat. I mean, they were pretty crude from new, because this one I sectioned it in so I could try and keep this lip, because on the other panel it's not quite as nice in the way the floors did and all that. This is just nicer to maintain it so the weather strip will fit. But you can see at the front, it was literally just kind of put over, tack welded in or spot welded in place. Same at the back, so I kept the seams and all that. So, it is what it is. The other side I did kind of clean up a little bit. So I think it looks alright. I mean, again, not you're ever going to notice it once the door's on. But, bodywork front and back. I primered it, and then I just put in some semi-gloss black on it, just so it can kind of match this you know, panel I put on. Once it gets dirtied up, it'll look just like the bed, and looks good enough to me. Underneath here, slide the cross member in. Again, it's just box tube I had, but it's bolted in, transmission centered. Everything's kind of dried up. I think it looks pretty good. Better than having a bunch of rust holes anyways. But I think that's it for me tonight. We have, well, Danielle has blueberry pie inside, so I'm gonna call it for tonight. I'll probably be back at tomorrow or later on the weekend. All right, another day in the garage. So, I'm gonna get some welding gas, gonna run out the other day. So my plan today, I showed you that rocker's all dealt with and dialed. The other one is not. So, I'm gonna knock that out today, this afternoon anyways. It's kind of most of the way. It needs another coat of filler or two. Prime it, shoot it, put both doors on, and then kind of be done with this thing on that part anyways. Then I can start working on other stuff. I gotta pull a fuel tank out of the backyard, but finish all the body work, because that's kind of all ties together in a video. Be done with it, I'll start working on something fun. Okay, so driver's door is on. Unfortunately, a couple of bolts are kind of mangled, little strip there, and they're like 3/8 fine thread, which I don't have, so it's just got 2 in there holding it on. Passenger side, kind of bodyworks it a little bit, give it a coat of primer, and then I just shot it with some black trim clad. So I'm gonna let that sit for a little bit, go in for something to eat, and then I'm hoping I can hoist this other door back on. Problem is that door has glass in it and stuff. It's way heavier than that one, so I don't know, see if I can finagle it with the floor jack. But I'll be back at it probably an hour. Get door back on, drop this thing down, or maybe work under it. I'm not too sure what I'm gonna do, but bodywork is done. All right, well, I finished up a little supper. So the rocker's painted and dry. I put on the door panel. What really sold me on this truck is the pictures when it was for sale. The whole interior was in it, and it looked really nice because it had these kind of cool door panels on it. It had a headliner kind of thing, which is there. And unfortunately, when the truck was for sale, it was basically for sale for parts. And I guess a guy had offered him, you know, the seller, oh, you want this, I want that. So we ripped it all apart. I got most of the pieces here, but unfortunately now I got to put it all back together, which is a bit of a pain in the ass. It's like all the heater controls and the radio and all that, which is with the truck. So I put this all kind of back together. And I mean, really, it wasn't terrible because the door panels are off. I cleaned everything, lubricated it, so now the door lock works and everything. And it was all stiff, like the window goes up and down nice and easy. So that's a win. I think I might try and put the headliner piece in. It looks like it was kind of glued in, maybe. So I don't know. Glue that in, then around the edge there's like a little bit of trim. Supposed to have like a bunch of little clips. They look like they were smashed, taking it all apart. But hey, put it back together, see what it looks like. I don't know. Might not be able to get it all together, but do something, make it look kind of cool. Because I like this being in there. I've never had a old Chevy truck with some sort of trim. Fancy. Here's where I made it. So the headliner in, I glued it and then it's jammed up with a bunch of brooms and shovels. So it'll hopefully dry overnight. Should be good. I put most of the trim all the way around. One piece, the last piece, was broken a couple of times, and I don't have the end piece. So I'll figure something out there. There's no real holes in that one. It is kind of, clips are all broken, so it's a little loose. So it might need some finely tuned sheet metal screws in there. But overall, not too bad. So I'm gonna let that set up overnight. I'll deal with that tomorrow. I think that's the end of it for this video. Kind of got the interior somewhat done. Rockers are dealt with, all that sort of stuff. I want to move on to the motor, do something more fun, maybe fuel system. We'll see. So that's it for this one. So like, share, subscribe, tell your friends, leave a comment. I read every single one and try and respond. I also think I'm going to put a little video clip of Danielle. She started a new YouTube channel. She's doing some singing and stuff like that. So go follow her. I'll put a link in the description. Yeah, give her a good comment or something like that. Like her video. I'll see you guys in the next one. More C10 stuff coming.
I wanna follow you wherever you go. So let's get into that broken down Chevy and drive. Where we go, I don't care, just get me into open air. Start the car and burn the tires. Let's light this road on fire and go. Stop for gas and stop for snacks. We'll stop for photographs, using the wind as our ACE. Shift the gears and floor the gas. Let this love last years with you. Chevy and drive. Where we go, I don't care, just get me into open air. Start the car and burn the tires. Let's light this road on fire and go. And go. Get the tools, cause we'll need them knowing you. Zip ties and duct tape, this is fate. Couldn't want it any other way. So let's get into that broken down Chevy and drive. Where we go, I don't care, just get me into open air. Start the car and burn the tires. Let's light this road on fire and go. So let's get into that broken down Chevy and drive. Where we go, I don't care, just get me into open air. Start the car and burn the tires. Let's light this road on fire and go. Chevy and drive.